You think you have a valid case, right? But in order to make sure, you decide to call an attorney's office to see whether or not you have a case. Come join me in this walk through the neighborhood as I share with you a spoof of what could really happen, or how funny it would be if this really happened when you picked up the phone to call an attorney. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. Okay, so let's say you believe that a doctor was careless and caused you significant harm and injury. And now you find an attorney that you want to talk to who you believe can help answer the question about whether or not you have a valid case. Now you pick up the phone to call, you're all excited, you want to share all the details of what happened to you. And now the person you get in touch with, the person who calls you back or tells you, okay, hold on, I'll connect you right away. Now it turns out that this is an intake specialist. Their whole purpose, that you don't really know yet, is to get key information from you to then forward it on to the attorney, who then will make a decision about whether or not to talk with you further. That's the key goal when talking with an intake person when you call an attorney's office. Now imagine if you got these responses from the intake person the moment you picked up the phone and started talking to them. All right, so you pick up the phone and call, and now you tell them that you think that a doctor was careless and caused you harm. The person on the other end of the call asks you a simple question. They say, hey, Mrs. Jones, can you tell me when this happened? And now you proceed for the next 10 minutes to tell them details about exactly what it was that happened to you. Now imagine if the person on the other end of the call said, excuse me, Mrs. Jones, we just don't care. We don't care about all those details, at least not yet. How would you feel if they actually said that? I'll tell you how you would feel. You'd feel like crap. What do you mean you don't care? I'm calling up to find out whether or not I have a valid case. How could you not care? I see your advertisements all over the place. I see your YouTube videos. I see your blog posts. And you always say, we care. We're the law firm that cares. And you have lawyers standing there very seriously, and they have the big motto that says, we care. And then you begin to wonder, wait a second, doesn't every lawyer care? Doesn't every attorney care? The reality is no, not every lawyer cares. And the slogan of we cares, what does that really mean? Every person who believes that they need an attorney to help solve their legal problem hopefully should care, right? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for an attorney who recognizes that you have a problem that they can solve. And now the way that they solve it is by learning information, telling you that they have experience handling the same exact matter that you have, and telling you about some things that they handled in the past that will help you make a decision about whether this lawyer and this law firm is right for them. So imagine the frustration you would actually experience if on the other end of the call, this person said to you, Mrs. Jones, we just don't care. I just need an answer to my question. Could you please answer that? I guarantee you would be so angry and upset, you would likely hang up the phone and call somebody else. But now, let's say you got past that. And now they get to the next question. The next question would be, where did this happen? And again, you're so excited and you feel that it's so critical for them to understand all the events that led up to the actual wrongdoing. You now proceed to tell them for the next 10 or 15 minutes every single detail about every single event, every single detail of every single event that led up to the actual wrongdoing. And imagine if during the course of that dissertation, the person on the other end of the call tells you, excuse me, Mrs. Jones, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we just don't care. We don't need to know all those details. It's not important for us and for this conversation. How would you feel? I'll tell you how you'd feel. You'd feel like crap. You'd feel angry. You'd feel upset. Why are they interrupting me? Why are they telling me to stop? I need to tell them all this information in order for them to know whether or not I have a case. And that's where the perception differs from reality. You, as the person calling to see whether you have a valid case, thinks that all of these facts and all of these details make a difference, when in reality, they don't. And that's what's so important to distinguish. So the person on the other end of the call is trying to be politically correct. They're trying to be polite without cutting you off. They're trying to give you an opportunity to go ahead and explain. But the fact remains, they don't need to know any of those details during the initial call. Why not? Because the only thing that you should know when you call an attorney's office during an initial call that they need to know about is really 4 things, 3 or 4 things. When did the wrongdoing happen? Where did the wrongdoing happen? And what injury did you suffer as a result of any wrongdoing? That's it. That's all they need to know. Not about all the little details and needing to get dressed to go to the doctor, and you needed to call somebody to watch your kid, and then your mom came, and then they had to go here, and now this is what you were feeling. No, 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 no. That's not what they need to know. Okay, so now after they find out where this happened, they will ask you, hey, Mrs. Jones, what physical harm and injury did you suffer as a result of the wrongdoing? And now you proceed to tell them for 15 or 20 minutes every little detail about every single event that happened leading up to the injuries that you suffered. And you know what they really want to tell you? They want to tell you, Mrs. Jones, stop, stop, stop. I don't care. I don't need all that information. Please stop. But instead, they're going to try and be politically correct. They're trying to be nice. They're trying to be empathetic, to feel for you and recognize what you went through, while at the same time trying to build a rapport and a relationship with you. But you think that the more you tell them about all these little details, that it's now going to help you in your case. And the reality is that during this initial call, it actually does not at all. This is just a brief screening call to help you, to help the attorney, help the person who's taking down this information, now relay it to another attorney, so that now they can make a decision about whether this is something worthwhile to look into, to further investigate. If you now keep an intake person on the phone for an hour, giving them all these details, the bottom line is, what they should be telling you is, it doesn't matter. All these little details. Just answer these 3 or 4 quick questions, and now we should be able to give you a better understanding of what's going on and whether or not we might be able to help you. So why do I share this today? I share it with you because so many people don't really understand what an attorney or what a law firm is looking for when they call to find out whether or not they have a valid case. So hopefully this opens your eyes and lets you realize that perception is not reality, and the reality is that the person on the other end of the call will likely be saying in their mind, stop, please stop, we don't need this information. We don't care about this information. What we do care about is if you're able to answer our questions precisely, as best you can. Nobody expects you to know every detail, and that's perfectly okay. But just answer the question, and then we'll be able to make a better decision about what to do next. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you to help you understand, to open your eyes and give you a real understanding of what goes on behind the scenes that nobody else really talks about, or what they should be telling you when it's going on up here, but it's not coming out here. You know, I realize you likely have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York, and you have not yet started a lawsuit, but are thinking of doing so, and still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207, or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.